Beauties, good evening to you. Boy, I was trying to retire for the evening in terms of vlogging. But when I watch the news, sometimes, and I'm being troublesome. I wonder if they set the news for me to just vlog on. I'm kidding. I'm just saying that. So beautiful people. So I'm listening to the news. And the first thing the news greeted me with was the rapist and murderer, the 27-year-old man, rapist, the 27-year-old beast in a man's body who raped and murdered the 8-year-old, that he escaped police custody in the hospital. Now, as far as I know JCF has its isms and its schisms, but to become a police officer and you have to go through some semblance of an arduous task. In other words, you have to go through training. And I'm assuming that the officers guarding the man, they were armed, fully armed. I was going to say armed and dangerous. So I'm trying to figure out, unless it's one man against the other, because they always say somebody who is somewhat mentally deranged. I guess possibly he's mentally deranged because he tried to kill himself, they said. Supposedly. That they seem to take on the power of 10 tigers. I remember that cartoon. I don't remember the name of it. So one-on-one may be difficult. But the police officer is weaponized. He's armed. He's equipped. And trained for people like that. They're trained. There's some semblance of a training. We don't know how deep it is when they go to Twickenham Park or wherever it is that they're trained. But you have some semblance of a training, and you mean to tell me that secondly, Lord, I the whole everything in one just come. I can't even get to complete the point to how I'm more than... I'm not even... Agitated is not even the word. The only thing that I can think of is... he must have been allowed to escape. Don't fool the Jamaican people. He must have been allowed to escape. Because maybe they want jungle justice. Why? You can't say it, but it is indirect. It is covert. Why? If you guys were to maybe kill him, it would be cold-blooded murder. Because it is something that would now be premeditated, and you'll be taking the law in your hands as police officers, and you're only there to enact the law. And you don't want to have to go through the diatribe of dealing with INDICOM and other oversight bodies. So, you know what? Make him live. Let him out. He must go back to where he's from, where he's going to go. He doesn't know anybody, and they're going to recognize him. So jungle justice must be had. That's the only logical explanation that, for me, unless it's your uncle or your brother or your cousin or your best friend from prep school days. That's the only other alternative I can see. Because it cannot be that you're saying, oh, you've now surrendered your heart and your mind to Jesus Christ. And he says to show compassion and mercy. But he also says to hold people accountable. He says, give to Caesar what is due to Caesar. The Bible says if you harm any children, it's better you put a noose around and it can jump off into the sea. So the only thing that logically came to my mind, I said, oh, these people, they don't want to kill him themselves. So let him out. Make jungle justice has its course. Because the people are going to see him. And when the anger rises up in them, oh, only God can save him. Must be that, because there's no other explanation to me, to a little simple me, as to how that man escaped trained officers. And second, I can't get to ask that question because it feels like I'm watching some Mary Poppins. I don't even want to say Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins was a good show. Like I'm watching some Tom and Jerry business. Why would he be in a hospital? Well, the room that he would be in, why would the window be accessible to him, so to speak? In other words, I'm assuming that they would have barred it. It would have been barred because this man tried to kill himself. There must be some strength that he has. He's going to think of ways to escape. So why would he be at a window where it is accessible for him to go through? I'm thinking that they would find a way to barricade it. Let us say it's a long back in the day, iron window them. We just open up and you press it down and you jump through it. Or it must be French windows where I'm just... barely pull down a little knob thingy and jump through the window. Miss, should I shame for even say the man escape? But by law, you guys have to tell us, just in case anything happens. By law. So it must be jungle justice. That may say, God, I forgot to tell me otherwise. It must be jungle justice you want to be had. Because he couldn't escape, you guys. He would have been shot. In other words, if he's resisting, arrest or resisting staying put, and they're going on and going on, you would have probably shoot him, but you can't take the heat and the backlash. Trust me, you wouldn't get it, You wouldn't get it. Believe you me. You wouldn't get it at all in this case. You see, when it regards thieves, rapists, pedophiles, people who shed innocent blood, the Bible talks about six things that God hates, 7 he detests. You see, when it falls under those categories, you don't have to fret, police officers. I understand, your experiences, but trust me, it was deliberate in my perspective, my belief. I could be wrong, but I really and truly, it's like an 80-20. 80% of me believe it was deliberate. He couldn't escape on like that. He could not have escaped, you guys, like that. It was deliberate. Because maybe you said, you don't want a man like this to continue to live, but you don't want to take it in your hands because you don't know the backlash. Trust me, them are Jamaican people, yeah? There's certain things that we are universal, or what I say, Jamaican accepting of. There is a commonality, there's a consensus. As we say, when you're a thief, when you murder and rape children, or murder and rape old people, and there are some things that we consider extremely diabolical and heinous, that when you hear that the person dies, you say good riddance sort of a situation. No disrespect to the families of this man. You probably feel the very same way and don't know what to do. You're torn between family and getting rid of this man. But escape. Escape, my foot. Escape where? Escape what? I want to let him go because probably, maybe, perhaps, which I strongly believe wanted jungle justice. I don't want the heap on our hands. But I saw it go. Lord, Jesus, take the case and give me the pillow. Jamaica is a serious place. But the reality is, you can't leave it like that, police officers. Because if he's in the condition that he's in, you don't know what he can do to somebody else while out there. If my personal belief is so, if my perception is what it is, this guy needs to be, I don't know what to tell you what to do with him. I literally don't know. I don't make a soul, only God. I don't even know what to tell you. But make sure him not harm not even the cockroach will make him stand on me hate with a passion. Don't even make him hurt the cockroach, the bullfrog. Me rather they're around them, they're all nasty. What you call the bullfrog, them amphibians, and you call cockroaches insects. Not even them there. You must make him harm. Not even. Alright, guys? So, I understand. It is what it is. It is what it is. The man who escaped my foot. I want to let him go. Forgive me, God, if I'm wrong. That's my personal belief. That's what I believe. And I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I stand corrected, dear officers. I stand corrected. It's just not logical. It's not making any sense. And when I heard that he escaped through a window. Believe you me, I didn't know if I should laugh, cry, grovel, beg, do a somersault, which is bum flick, cartwheel. I literally didn't even know what emotion to emit. Because it sounded very comical. It sounded like when I'm watching Tom and Jerry and them stupid, although I like Tom and Jerry still, the little ridiculous things that happens in it. Real cartoons. About escape. About the man escape, I escape. To me. These days you have to make sure you say certain words because people are going to say you're definitively saying something, and I could be wrong. I that is true, and if I stand corrected. If you really escape, boy, I don't know. It seems as if I need to go right back to the drawing board at Twickenham Park in terms of your training and skills. And it seems as if I forgot to lift some weights so you can manhandle and maneuver on the way through it, just in case. If he's, he has a power of 10 tigers to overthrow and overpower you guys. Bout escape. Go on, yeah? Anyway, beautiful Jamaican people, God is going to deal with him quickly. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this.